All right, welcome back to Mostly For Me, the podcast that's mostly for me. And here, this week, we have, this is intense. It's been 6 years, Michael Bonilla. And after, what do you call it? After all this time, he saw, I think, or you explain to me how this came about right now.
So, actually, a friend mentioned the podcast to me.
Okay.
And I had no idea. We haven't been in contact for like 6 years, right?
Yeah.
So I didn't know anything. My friend was like, "Oh, some guy named like Roger Escobedo has a podcast or something." Because it's funny. My friend and we were thinking of having a podcast ourselves, right? And he was like, "Well, actually, this dude from the school has his own podcast."
Oh shit!
Right?
Wow.
Yeah.
So,
I don't know. So I just saw it.
An opportunity to rekindle. Yeah. And now we're here. And then, as you said that, we'll just get into that right now. I don't think this comes out for a while. I think what's after 22nd, 29th. This is probably the 29th. This will go up.
Yeah.
So 29th or another 7, or the Friday after that, whichever one. I don't even know yet. But is it going to be up by then? Your first episode or something?
I'm pretty sure.
Pretty sure? Okay, so give me your elevator pitch or even like a more elaborate thing, and then you can shout it out, and I'll throw graphics up and whatever the fuck in the afterwards. Here's your advertisement.
I don't know if I want to throw it in right away, because we're still like working on the name.
Oh, okay.
But like,
then you can.
I could shout out my Instagram.
Okay, your Instagram.
Because I'll post
we'll do that.
updates on that. So I have 2 accounts.
Okay, you have 2 accounts.
Yeah. I'm gonna like milk it, dude.
Okay, this spot, dude, it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like for the 30 people that see it.
Yeah, exactly. You already know what's up. But anybody that listens, even though it's small, if you want to.
Yeah. All right. So it's _searchlight_, and then the other one is Michael Bonilla 213.
There we go. Yep. Those are up right there.
Yep.
Just screenshot that or whatever and go search that up.
Yeah, I need followers.
Yeah. We everybody, we all do. We're just trying to make it creatively.
Trying to make it. Yep.
All right. So I guess the best starting off point, since we haven't talked in so long, is the only segment I have. Post-secondary education. And then even after that, I think we should dive into what before high school when we lost.
Yeah, like how we met.
Yeah. And then so we'll do that first, post-secondary exploration. So we're 6 or 7 months out. Not that much hindsight and introspection, but what have you been doing so far since graduation? So
I knew instantly I was going to go into school.
Okay.
Yeah, that was just the path for me. And then I wanted to work part-time. Turns out I'm a full-time student, 17 units, and I'm working full-time.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Where do you go to school and where do you work? So
I go to Fullerton College, right here. And this is my 2nd semester. So it's really cool. Like the pathway is pretty cool. Bunch of people are like super helpful, and like I don't even have to pay for the first year.
Oh yeah, because the pledge.
Yeah,
I fucked up. I should have done that, man. Fuck.
Yeah, it's way cheaper, and like I get to transfer anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so taking 17 units now. It took 13 units last semester. Yeah, so I'm planning on transferring 2 years and out. Yeah, sure. And then I work at Burger King actually.
Oh shit! Okay.
Yeah, and I'm a manager there.
I forgot to take out my earbuds. I just realized. All right, so working at Burger King, you're a manager.
Yeah.
And you work a lot of night shifts because whenever you're hitting me up, you're in the night. All right.
Oh yeah, like I'm a night owl.
Oh, you're not. Okay, so even outside of work, or work kind of force you to do that?
It's kind of my schedule that forces me to do that.
Okay.
Yeah, so like I'm hanging out with friends like 1 a.m., 2 a.m.
Oh shit! Okay.
Right, and it's funny because my mom. Shout out to my mom.
Shout out to his mom.
Yeah.
Does your mom have an Instagram?
No. She always thinks like, if an 18-year-old kid is out at night, it's like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
Out super late too.
Suspicious.
And it turns out not doing drugs, not drinking.
Yeah, there you
I'm
go.
Literally with my friends just talking for hours like this.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Because I can just go on and on.
Yeah.
Talk.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Because you're going to help me out because I can't really carry much of it.
Oh, yeah.
If you've seen, there's a lot of
I don't know
awkward
if I have
pauses
enough to talk about.
That's fine. We'll get into that and shit. And what's your plan for school right now? Like what subjects are you going to major in?
I'm majoring in political science.
Political science, all right. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's just real polar opposite because you're majoring that, and that's the only class that I choose to ditch.
No, I get it. Like, but I knew ever since I was young that I really enjoyed politics.
You're politically active. Yeah. That's good on you, man. I'm not at all, and I kind of feel bad about it, the whole unpatriotic thing.
Yeah, no, but it's not for everyone. Definitely nowadays too. It's so polarized. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's the one thing I hate is that the intolerance of opposition.
Oh yeah,
nobody can even just like
it's on both sides too.
Yeah, it's on both sides, exactly. Yeah,
it's just like it wasn't even that long ago where we were in a time where like people could actually talk to each other and exchange ideas. But like now it's just like
you support this person, don't even talk at all.
Yeah, like have you heard like family members that like they come out and they support Trump, right? And their family members just like cut each other off. Exactly. It's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah.
And the same people are like, family mean everything and whatever. And then it's one of the things where you use applied philosophy where you preach something, but then there's an exception and you're kind of hypocritical. That's what I kind of hate. I hate the kind of those. I mean, I'd probably do too and have exceptions. So I got to work on that too. But I kind of hate it when people preach stuff like, you love your family no matter what unconditionally, and then they cut them off because of politics or something like that. Yeah. Applied philosophy kind of sucks.
Yeah, it's weird today, especially with like social media and everything. It just kind of it exaggerates it.
Yeah, unfiltered thoughts on the tip of your thumbs and can go out there.
Yeah.
All right. So I guess let's get into what happened, man. So in elementary school for however you want to pronounce it, we were real close. And then we were great friends. And then although we both fought a lot, but we always came back to each other eventually and we're good friends.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's why we fell out. I think we just kind of like
we just cut transition. We went different paths.
Exactly. Same thing here. Like it happened again for me from middle school to high school. Those friends I made there also changed paths again. So I think it's just a step in life. I don't know. When you make a transition from school to school, or like the step in grade level, then you just kind of find a new group or something. That's kind of what happened. Yeah. So after 6th grade, we went to Clara Barton, then we went to Ball. What'd you do at Ball? Were you into any extracurriculars or something?
So, yeah,
definitely. I know you were in band, right?
Yeah, that was a huge part of my life for like the next 6 years. I played trumpet.
All right.
Yeah, and that was pretty cool. But like band was definitely a huge part of my life, and like. And the band kids, they're kind of weird.
Yeah,
like
those cliches.
They always, but they always keep to themselves. Like, I mean, some people have friends outside of band and stuff, but like, all of your friends are in band.
And it's like a tight knit community.
Yeah, my girlfriend, who I've been dating for 4 years,
she's
the best.
There. You want to shout out that Instagram?
Yeah, it's Survived by. Yeah,
there we go.
Gotta
screenshot that to me later. And
I'll send it to you. Yeah, and she was in band too.
Did you guys meet in band?
Yes.
Oh, there we go.
Like literally,
what's your guys' meet cute?
I guess I could get into this whole story.
Do you want to? You don't have to. You don't want to.
But yeah, we met through mutual friends, and then took a couple of months, and then we started dating, and we were really young too. Like we were 14 years old.
Yeah, right? Damn. Yeah.
And then we've been together for 4 years now.
Yeah. Wow. Damn, man. What do you call it? I had a train of thought and it's gone now. Oh well. So you were in band, and then that took you like the second you got there to 7th grade, you were already in the band, or it took like a slow progression?
No, I was definitely in band right away.
Did you have like an influence of music growing up?
Yeah. So my sister was actually in band.
Oh, okay.
All 6 years too.
Okay. Oh shit.
Yeah, and she also played trumpet, which is why I played trumpet. Yeah,
that makes sense.
And that was definitely a big part of my life because I have an older sister, right? So when I was growing up, like 8 years old, 9 years old, I would go to the marching band events and everything. So like, it was definitely something I was like
into.
Yeah, and like I remember 7th grade year I joined band. My sister's like, "What? You joined band?" Right? And I'm like, "Yeah, I thought it was obvious, right?" And she's like, "Oh, you're gonna not enjoy it."
Oh wow.
No.
Did that prove to be true or no? It seemed like you had a decent time.
I'd say like best time of my life.
Best time of your life. Wow.
Yeah.
Why did she give any reasons for why you're gonna quote unquote hate it?
Well, my sister wasn't the most liked person in band.
Oh,
I guess.
Okay.
So but like she had fun. She had fun, just as much fun as I had.
Okay.
You know, so but like people weren't too fond of her.
Okay. So that definitely influenced the thing.
Yeah. But She was just joking. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But it was great time.
Best time.
Yeah.
Wow. So after high school, you're still playing and doing stuff too?
No.
Do you want to, or you just kind of lost interest, or what happened there?
I thought about it for a while, actually. I was like, I kind of want to be a band director of a high school, right? And do that. I never thought of being a professional musician because I was decent, but I wasn't the best.
Okay.
Right. And if you're not the best in the music industry, like you won't get anywhere. So I was like, maybe a band director, but like, I don't know. Yeah. It wasn't the right path for me.
Yeah. It seemed kind of cool, you're saying, but maybe like not too much passion.
Or? Yeah, not really. Yeah. And I always knew I was going to be in band and like have some fun,
Oh, it's just more like a good time than like chasing anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I have plenty of friends that are like pursuing that. And like, whatever. I guess.
Yeah. What are they trying to do? A band director too, or just play their instruments?
Yeah. So
I'm sorry, I don't know. I'm speaking out of my lane.
No, the music industry is really funny. Because like if you can either do music performance or music education.
Okay.
That means either being a high school band director or a professional musician. Nothing else.
Nothing in between.
Nope.
Wow, that's a very high and very low.
Yep.
Yeah,
definitely.
Shit. Wow. So is it just most people who shoot for the stars land a band director? Is that what happens?
Well, most of the people that like actually go into music performance, they're the ones that are super serious.
Oh, okay.
So like as they go through the music performance major, they get lessons every single day.
Okay.
Private lessons, and they're constantly growing as players. And then they have a bunch of music theory classes. They have tons of stuff.
Oh, wow.
They're like
so they really support you
performing.
through it?
Yeah.
Wow. Damn. Wow. Well, when I got to middle school, I didn't really do much. I think that kind of added to why we kind of fell out. I didn't even talk to the people I was hanging with. I think if you saw the episode 2 or 3 ago with Kekoa and Talo, I used to hang out with Kekoa and them, but I would hang out with them at school, but then never outside of school. I just kind of kept to myself and fucking played games like a little virgin nerd. And then, that kind of added to the thing that we kind of fell out. And then we got to high school and just still didn't really happen again. But back in elementary, man, we were real close. I think, I don't remember. I know we had like one big fight in 6th grade. I don't know why I'm rehashing it, but maybe it'll be good to clear that out right now. Do you remember what that was about? I don't remember.
Literally, I do not remember anything from elementary school.
I barely do. I don't even remember anything. People have memories from like 2nd or 2 or 3 years old.
How, man?
I don't even remember that shit. I don't get that. But yeah, what do you call it? Yeah. Well, I guess I don't have any memories to reminisce about because it's hard to remember.
Well, I will open a little bit. Right?
Okay.
We would always like play Minecraft with each other.
Oh yeah, dude, fucking Minecraft.
Xbox 360.
Minecraft brings people together. Video games bring people together, man. That shit was intense. That's the wrong word, but it was cool. So yeah, and then what did we used to do? Creative all the time, or were we doing survival worlds? I don't even remember.
Honestly, I don't remember.
Yeah,
but we just play video games and. In typical boy fashion, we would get mad at each other for whatever reason. A lot.
Yeah, we were both kind of temperamental.
Well, it was always me getting you mad. That was the thing.
I think that's what the thing. Yeah, yeah. I still do that too, and I need to work on that, dude. So, like, I kind of go over the top sometimes, and it's still only with video games. That's the thing. As soon as like I'm playing with someone, and then some trigger happens, it's like, fuck, goddamn. It's a little better, but still, I don't know. As soon as I get a controller in my hand and a headset on, I just turn into a different person. Kind of, sort of. It's more like your worst qualities come out.
Oh, yeah definitely.
Yeah. And I remember we used to play with other people too. Like, what was it? Oh, I remember we used to play with Charlene all the time, right? That one girl. Do you remember her?
Charlene Martinez?
I don't know her last name.
I think
it
was
she
Martinez.
was white and she was...
Yeah, I remember her.
Wow. Have you been in contact with her? I don't know.
Okay. I do not keep in contact with anyone from elementary.
Yeah, I don't even know why I'm asking.
I'm thinking maybe like, do you know Josue Solano?
Yeah, I know.
Maybe him.
I've seen him walking around.
Maybe him.
Oh, he was in band?
That was it. Yeah, he was in band
too. Okay, that's probably why. Yeah. That's a weird thing. You would think you would stick with elementary people all your life, but no, it's like they're all gone as soon as you move.
And like even like after I graduated high school, most of those high school people were just disappeared.
Yeah, also
out
gone
of my
too.
life.
Yeah. Even 6 months now, we already know. Yeah, that's true. As soon as you graduate, it's really only the real close people that you still talk to and whatnot, and then all that shit doesn't matter at all. Yeah. What's your most embarrassing high school story that now that we know that shit doesn't matter, you're glad? Do you have like a one pinnacle moment?
I don't know. Like it's gotta be some. All my stories are band stories.
That's fine. I mean, I guess we're coming from.
You know,
it kind
the
of
meme.
feels
It's
weird
like,
to say.
yeah, the meme that's like, oh, back in band camp, this happened. Yeah. But that is actually true. Yeah.
Well, it was your life, so it makes sense.
Oh yeah. I don't know if I can think of an embarrassing story off the top of my head, but I know I won't go into specifics, but the band people, they're crazy.
Oh shit.
Insane. Like,
how so?
I mean, like on a daily basis, like everyone, all the guys especially, like girls would like behave pretty well, but the guys, they go crazy. They go bananas. They daily humpings of each other.
Oh shit. Okay. Of each other at least, not the girls.
No, not the girls. No.
There we go.
I will say there's nothing wrong, but boys being boys.
Boys being boys.
Yes.
Yeah. Just humping each other. You know?
Yep.
Boys.
Just
that's what we do.
Normal thing. Yeah.
Normal thing.
Normal thing in band. Yeah, I mean, like, I suggest that to anyone watching that's still in high school, never walk in the band room. Like, literally, that's the worst thing. They fixed it up a bit, but it always smells bad.
Even walking by, I could get a whiff.
Oh yeah. It smells bad. People are rude, right?
Oh really?
They see an
to
outsider.
Outsiders?
Yeah, they see an outsider. They're like,
get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, they bark like dogs. Like literally, like one day someone walked in, and then there was like 3 guys all of a sudden, and then they all started jumping in, like 5 guys just like literally barking like dogs.
Oh, what was that thing about people would go? They had like a store back there or something. Is that something you can say, or is that under wraps?
I don't know. I don't know if I can say it.
Never mind.
I will say it anyways.
Oh, okay. Fuck it. We'll do it.
Okay, so it's almost like a black market kind of.
Oh shit. Okay.
So like that's like if you want the goods, that's where you go. And so there was a whole conflict with
like the goods or just like chips and water.
Well, I mean not drugs.
Okay.
But like actual food that's not diet. Right?
Yeah.
Like
because everything
outside
else
world
is like
food.
Diet.
So Mrs. Miller, she's the best. Every band kid is like loves her. She does everything for us. She's literally a mom for us. So thank you, Mrs. Miller, for everything.
Shout out to Mr. Miller. Yeah. Mrs. Miller.
Yeah. She would buy muffins from Costco, wholesale. And those, I don't know if you've ever had those, but like Costco, those are so good.
Exactly.
They're amazing.
And they're wholesale, so it's like cheap.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So like, you get muffins, chips, top ramen.
Wow.
You know, you get.
Was she selling them at cost or with profit?
With profit.
Wow.
Right.
Nice,
and that'd go to the band. I'm not sure actually. I don't know if some of that.
Let's just say
it
went to the band. So it seems like a good Samaritan thing. There we go.
So like. It got so bad, right? Because I don't know if you ever saw, there was a huge line all the time.
I don't think I saw that. Maybe peeking in the back.
There's an office right next to the band room.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And there's a huge line out of the office, right? And like our band director's sitting in there having a conversation with someone, right? And it's just super tight and super cramped and crowded, right? But like no one cares.
No one cares, yeah.
Yeah. And it got so bad that like people from the outside were asking their friends inside band to buy them stuff.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. The thing is, the JRTC did the same thing, sort of. They had their own little like black market of food, and they would ask people to do the same thing.
Yeah, and it got so bad that we shut it down for a little bit.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and everyone like flipped out.
Oh wow.
It was like the apocalypse.
Yeah, they were
like I can't get my muffins.
Yeah, there you go. Right? Yeah,
because that was like.
That was
for some people.
Lunches?
That was their lunches.
Wow.
You know, so like, I mean, you get the school lunch. It's like not that
it
good,
sucks.
Right? But like Mrs. Miller, she has all the good stuff.
Yeah, and for probably cheaper than the school lunch. It's like $2.75. Probably get a muffin for what, like $1?
$1.50. Yeah.
There you go. And that's like, I'd rather have a muffin that's good than like maybe a barely little bit more food that's shit.
And like, actually, it's funny because you have the band room, and then the back. There's a back door.
Okay.
Right, and in the quad.
Oh yeah.
By
Mr. Walker.
Yeah. Over there, that room is filled with tons of snacks.
Oh shit!
Like it's filled to the brim with
shelves of food.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you have like literally like you have like 24 packs of like Arizonas.
Oh god damn.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty cool, dude. Those teachers are the shit when they are like, fuck this system, I'm gonna do this anyway.
I will say, Mr. Dominguez, the band director at Loera, that's his attitude most of the time.
That's pretty cool, dude.
Yeah,
that's a good teacher.
And like he's like, technically he's like the second highest up besides the principals and vice principals. I'm pretty sure he gets paid the most.
Oh wow. Okay.
Out of any, because he has to take care of so many kids.
Oh right? Yeah. That's a good point.
And like since he's so high up, he can like kind of do whatever he wants. And like most of the time, it's bagged on by the students, right? Because he'll like question himself. He'll like, should I follow the rules or should I just slide past the rules, right? And then he says this to students because he's like super open with it, right? And then all the students are like, break the rules, right? And then he's like, all right.
That seems like a cool guy then.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Wow. Well, I guess I the only embarrassing stories I have that I'm glad to fucking is like 2 shitty, stupid little fights, and there were 2 friends that I'm still good friends with, and I still kind of talk to. So, we'll get into this. I'll probably get into it if they come on again. Well, okay. One was Jeff. And then if Jeff comes on again, I'll get into it with him.
Yeah.
And then another one is Isaiah. And Isaiah, me and you, we had a little fight. Not really. It was like a pussy fight. But we both kind of like put it in the back of our heads and never addressed it for the rest of our lives. And then when other people would bring it up, we were like, what are you talking about, dude? But I think he's playing the same game as me, just didn't address it. But for me and Isaiah, going into that first, you probably know, you probably see me around. I had long hair from like 7th to maybe sophomore year. And then this was, I want to say freshman year, sophomore year. So it was long. It was like back to my shoulder blades. So that's just a setup. And then I don't know what happened. We were just joking around in the locker room. And then I said some shit. I don't even remember what I said. But then he... Then I pushed him a little bit, and then he came back with a yank my hair. And if you have long hair and you're a guy, I think you might know why I just fucking snapped, because you always get made fun of a little bit, and then other people are yanking your hair as memes. And it didn't help that I had disgusting pseudo dreads, because that's why I had the long hair. My older brother, he has dreads.
Yeah.
And then it was a combination of laziness to go get my hair cut and of trying to be like my little brother. My older brother. So I just let it grow out, but I didn't like condition it like dreads. So I had disgusting locks of just one hair, and I would pull
just
up
like clumps of hair.
Yeah, clumps of hair, and just thinking about it, gross. Because when I cut my hair, and you would see it afterwards, it was fucking nasty. But I had that long hair, and then after like all the jokes and all the other people yanking my hair, I was like, "Fuck, dude, you pulled it there," and. I mean, it's reasonable now in hindsight, but as soon as he did that, it snapped.
Well, I would say like that's not a very manly move.
Yeah.
To start hair pulling.
It isn't. It was more like I don't even think he was too aggressive about it. It just kind of like, it was like a little joke, kind of. It was probably just more like the jokes. Yeah, it was kind of like a meme that I was tired of so far, but maybe that one meme threw it over the edge. I don't think he didn't mean anything by it, but I took it.
Yeah, I knew you.
Yeah.
You just
from the Minecraft days, he knows.
Yeah.
And then one thing led to another, and I was shoving his head into the locker. No punches were thrown because we're both not physical guys. It was more just shoving and like awkwardness, and then people were disappointed when like 30 seconds in, we're like, "What the fuck are we doing?" We're just shoving each other.
Yeah, it's like SpongeBob and Patrick when they fight at the school. Yeah,
exactly. That's exactly what happened.
And like all the kids are like, fight, and they're like, wait, we don't want to fight.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And then we're on the same page, and we didn't talk about it for the rest of our fucking lives. And that happened. And I'll say it now. I'm sorry, Isaiah. And as soon as you come on, I'm gonna get you on. I'll say it to your face. And then with Jeff, I have Jeff and I's early history was kind of wishy-washy, because it was both, we were both trying to like find ourselves, just like any other kid. And then we, what do you call it? I didn't think, from my perspective, I don't know what he was thinking, but I didn't feel like we were fitting together too well. And then when in freshman year, he was a new kid, and I was just sitting next to him, and he came over and talked, and we became friends then. And that's why he started hanging out with me. So when we weren't fitting together, I was feeling like he was a burden a little bit. And it's changed now, and I think I might have talked to him about it a little bit. If not, I'll talk to him again face to face, because nothing I say here is like behind their backs. I would say this to their face had them be here.
Yeah, and you're saying it to like multiple people.
Yeah. And then so I did kind of feel like a burden. He was a burden a little bit, and I don't know. I feel like a dick about it afterwards, because it's kind of fucked up. But then one day, it was mostly because of bits he would do, like physical bits. Same thing with, I don't know if you know Brian Gaitan.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he would always do physical bits, like the flat tires, and he would just like fucking jam you on the side of your rib.
Oh, that's annoying.
And I hate they're so fucking annoying. And those are what get to me. And I think Jeff did a physical bit or something like that. And it was a rainy day, and there was a puddle right there, a big puddle. So then I'm not a real actual fighter, and some pussy shit. And then I just kicked the puddle into him, and it was just wet and water, and it was in PE afterwards. You know how you line up at that gate?
Yeah.
So everyone was out there, and it was just me kicking water at him, and then he kicked water back at me, and it was awkward.
That's funny.
Yeah, but luckily it was right like only a minute before the gate opened, so we didn't have to awkwardly sit there for like 5 minutes. But we didn't beef that much over it. We got over it too, which is cool. That for both the two people I had the shitty fights with, we got over with. And with Michael too, we would fight and get over with. That's how you know you're decent friends, if not great friends, is that once you fight, you come back to each other. I guess that applies to relationships too.
After 6 years.
Yeah, after 6 yeah. After 6 years, the fight's over. I don't even know, but I think I that's what I thought about before you came on. I was like, what did happen that we stopped talking? But it was just we moved to a new school and you lose connection.
Yeah, I don't think anything. There was nothing serious happened.
Yeah, I know there was a one fight like right before we went to 7th grade, but we like before we even moved, we were already like.
I think it was bound to happen.
Yeah, it was bound to happen. So. And here we are now.
Well, like it's easier now to like get reconnected because like we're older and we're like adults and we have our own time. You know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, especially because like I can drive. Like anywhere,
it's more free, freeing.
And I could text anyone, whoever I want.
Exactly. There's no restraints anymore, more or less. So I'm going to go restart the camera, and then we'll figure out what else to talk about. But that was a good first half, man.
Yeah.
I accidentally hit the camera, so if it's not in the same position, I'm sorry. You probably won't notice, because when I do the videos, when there's the cut, that's when I go to like just me or just the guest.
Oh, okay.
Little industry secret right
there. How long have we been
going? Only like 20 something minutes. No, not 20. What are we talking about? 30. Yeah. Wow. Well, right here recording 28. But these always go by so fast. It's insane. Like in the moment, it feels like it's been 5 minutes and we haven't talked about jack shit. And then an hour later, it's like, oh God. But it's 11:26 now. About 12. I'm gonna have to cut it because we're gonna go to Bakersfield for. I don't even know why. I think someone's birthday, and to drop. Oh, we're gonna go drop this fridge right here. That's what we're gonna do. So, cause I haven't talked about it. We moved, so this is from the old house that had a room for this fridge.
Yeah.
And I don't know if I'll like do B-roll of this later. We'll see. But this fridge is too big for this house, so we bought another fridge, and we're gonna drop this off to a relative, cause it's what you do. You just spot family.
Yep.
Yeah, and then that's why we're going there. I don't know why I talked about that. What are you doing today, man, after this?
Kind of busy. I was hopefully gonna record the first episode.
Hey, there we go. I know you don't have the name, but you want to talk about some details? Like, is it just you, or do you have a co-host the entire time?
So I'll go into the history of it. I'll talk about it on my podcast, but I'll talk about it here too.
I'll link in. Okay, so if this is on Instagram, I'll probably just tag and then link in his bio. If it's on YouTube, it'll be in the description. Okay, there we go. And then continue.
Awesome. So, like I said earlier, I'm out late. particularly with one friend, one specific friend, and I'd be out for hours with him. Just I would drive.
Okay.
Drive to nowhere.
Oh, okay.
And we would just talk for hours, and then like we would go to Jack in the Box because it's like open 24/7.
Yeah,
and get some tacos.
Yeah, dude, right? Jack in the Box tacos and those jalapeno poppers at midnight. Ooh, best shit you could do.
Yeah.
I wish I was a stoner too. Imagine that. Oh, dude, that would be great.
That's funny. So we would always have the weirdest conversation because it's like super late at night and we're like delusional,
delirious and whatnot.
And he's like, it'd be cool. We just had a podcast and talked about all this stuff.
That's
right?
Cool.
So that's where the inspiration comes from.
Exactly.
Initially, my friend and I, we were going to do it as like co-hosts, right? And then we are going to have people on. But he hasn't had a job recently, and I just got him a job at Burger King. So he works with me.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And like he's getting money, but he was like, I don't have any money to like pay for equipment, right? And I was like, well, I kind of want to get it started as soon as I can, right? So I went ahead and bought all the equipment and everything. And now I guess I'm kind of the host. But it'll be me, and then I'll have like other people on.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
But was that like an executive decision, or he didn't feel like he deserved a co-host role because he wasn't contributing money?
Well, both. And then he also said like, you kind of seem more enthusiastic about it than
exactly.
Me.
That's kind of why. Yeah, because it was the same thing for me. I was talking to friends just like that and say we should have a podcast together. This is pretty cool and funny. I laugh, so maybe other people will.
Yeah.
But then I didn't want to like force them into it and have them commit to it when like I'm probably a little bit more committed to it, to doing it. So yeah, that's pretty cool, man. We're both coming from the same place. So what is it? Is this going to be a guest show? Is there any theme or focus, or is it just the format of hit record and hang out for an hour? Yeah,
pretty much that. Yeah, because it goes back to the inspiration of my friend and I just talking about whatever, exactly. Right? Yeah. And us finding it interesting, and hopefully some other people finding it interesting.
That's all we can do. So
yeah, so I did want it to be more guest driven, right? I almost like an interview format.
Yeah.
Like explain to a person like how we met, like and like
maybe like a Joe Rogan one. Yeah, because he's like the biggest name in podcasting. So there's obviously gonna be some inspiration there for almost everyone that makes a podcast.
Yeah,
and it's pretty cool. And I had another question, but I forgot. Oh well.
That's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of went through everything I had up my sleeve. Do you have anything else you want to talk about or ask me? It's been 6 years. I don't know what maybe questions you might have, or
jeez, man. I don't know. It's been like
it's been so long. It's kind of I swear I don't know what to talk about because that was easy. It's just catching up and whatnot. But now we're in the caught up zone.
Well, it's like it's weird because like when I catch up with friends, it's like, what kind of person are you now?
Yeah,
Can I still relate to you? You know, like,
exactly.
I've done it with a couple of people, and that's what I've been trying to do. Like, because high school was a weird time. And like much of my beef with people was not physical, like you on that hand, but it was more like just talking, bad on the person, and like I'm guilty of it. Other people are guilty of it, because it's high school. And like you're not cognitively aware of what you're saying all the time,
exactly.
And
you don't realize trying to learn how to human.
So I've wronged some people have wronged me, so I was like, we're out of high school, I can meet with people whatever time I want. I don't have to be with them like 7 a.m. to 2 p.m. every single day. So I've been reaching out to people and like kind of like, hey man, like I know like this happened or whatever, right? But like hopefully we can still be cool.
Yeah, I'm glad you did, man. This is great. This is nice. And then you talking about beef. I also had one more beef that was like, those were like little tiny beefs, and like I never really had problems with them. Okay, I accidentally stopped recording. Here, we're back. That was just now. We saved everything. It's just when I hit my hand right here. Okay, fine. We're back. Okay, what was I saying? Shit.
You were talking about your beef.
Oh, beefs. Okay, so those two were just tiny little fights. It wasn't really beef. Only beef of one person. And let's say it with
Go ahead.
Louis. I don't know. I think it was in football.
Louis Godinez.
Yeah, Godinez. So he's the only person I beefed with. And I listen to a podcast, listen to Tiger Belly, hosted by Bobby Lee. Love that. Give it a try if you want to listen to that. It's like this format to hang out with guests. And I think I know why he said what he said, but this is why we beef, because my best friend Jesse Alvarez, shout out, he was friends with Louis, and then I guess he was just like talking about me to him, like just like jokes or whatever, or like good times, like laughs we had together. He was sharing the laughs. And then the first time I actually met Louis, he came up to Jesse and I was there too, and then the first words out of his mouth was a fucking roast. And that's when I was like, first impressions are everything. And, and then as soon as he did that, I was like, okay, this piece of shit. And then already with that, with my class too, I have interpersonal communication. Like, this is cool because I can look back and see how everything worked out. Yeah. But I don't know what the effect, a primacy effect or some shit like that. I don't know. I don't even have a good grade in that class. But that first initial reaction had a filter for everything else he did. So I would focus on the negative, and everything else he would still be like roasting a lot whenever I met him or whatever. But he wasn't always doing it. But yeah, he would be roasting a lot. And that's what I hated, dude. Like, I don't even know you. The first words out of your mouth was a roast. And whenever I see each other, it's also still a roast. So I didn't like him for that. And I would avoid him and I wouldn't talk to him. But now listening to that podcast, it was like, because he heard, it's probably because he heard the stories of me from Jesse, he already felt a sense of like friendship or whatever. He kind of felt like he knew me and that he could joke around with me. But I just met you, so that was the wrong call. So looking back, it was probably him just trying to be, because roast, that's what all people do nowadays, and back then we just roast is part of the culture. So I get that now. He probably just felt like I was a homie and he could roast, but no, dude, no. I mean, like, I don't know. Me as a person, when I meet someone, my initial instinct isn't to insult them. Yeah. I think that's like, fair enough to say. What were you thinking? Yeah. So that's completely reasonable for you to like. Yeah, but I don't know. I never talked to Louis. I mean, sometimes I had a class with him maybe once, and then like, yeah, but he was always like, I don't know. He was just Louis. Yeah, he was just Louis. It was probably just me having some goggles on of the first interaction. So what about your beast? You want to get into that, or you don't have? You don't have to say anything you don't want. And even if you want to say it, I could cut it out later.
It's still kind of like relevant now.
Oh, that's that. Okay,
yeah, but like, I'll be very general with it. I won't put any names or anything. All right. But we had a group, right? And the things with
like a group of friends?
Yeah, a group of friends that we would always hang out with. And eventually, over time, the group grew bigger and bigger with more people. At a certain point, there was like 15 people in our group. Right?
That's what happens.
Yeah, and it didn't work out, really. Especially because my girlfriend was a part of that group, right? And when stuff starts flying, right, and like stuff hits the fan, you got to be there for your girlfriend. So it kind of like we went our own path, and then that group stayed together, went their different way.
You stuck together with your girl. That's nice.
And then got some new friends, and I think it worked out I think it was the best for both
both groups.
Yeah, for both groups. Yeah. And like some of those people I reach out to after, like I said earlier, trying to be friendly, but my girlfriend still has some hard feelings.
Oh damn! Yeah. So was it like you don't have to get specific, but was it like a directed attack towards her? Yeah. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah. So yeah.
Well, good on you, man. That's the move. That's the move.
Yeah.
Loyal. Dedicated.
Yeah. I mean, that's why. 4 years now.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's the best.
You want to gush over here real quick? To everything you love about it.
Yeah, I would love for you to meet her.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that, dude.
But like, she's like love of my life. Literally, like the best thing that has ever happened to me.
Well, if I ever pull someone, then double date. But that's not gonna happen anytime soon. Yeah. But yeah, man, that's pretty cool. Wow, that feels nice that you said that. Wow, thanks, dude. Yeah, it's been a long time.
Yeah, high school was way easier just to like not deal with like dating and all that stuff.
Yeah,
like I'm glad I just found the one right away and like stuck with her. Because like I have some friends, they have some trouble.
Yeah.
They still have trouble.
Dude, I still have yet to have trouble. That's the boat I'm in. Yeah. I'm just gonna fuck it, dude. I'm just gonna okay, so here it is. I recorded a solo podcast yesterday. Not because I didn't have any guests, it's because I'm saying this because I don't know if I'm gonna release it or not.
Okay.
Because I've always kind of wanted an outlet to put my thoughts out.
Yes.
So this kind of was also an outlet for that, to have a solo podcast with my thoughts out. Nothing too heavy, just like things I think about during the week, or thoughts on, I don't know, not current events necessarily, but like social constructs. I don't know what I'm trying to say.
Your personal experiences.
Yeah,
right?
personal experiences and stuff like that. So, shit. Do you remember what I was saying right before that, or what we were talking about? Because I forgot why I brought this up.
Well, I was.
Oh, girls. I think it was girls.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
Was it?
I was talking about my girlfriend.
Okay.
And then
okay.
I was like, oh, my friends have trouble. And you're like, yeah, I have trouble.
Oh,
too.
yeah. Okay. So I said this before in that solo up, so I don't know if it's going to go up or not. But yeah, man, I have yet to, okay. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry to Michael that I can't get my thoughts together.
No,
but another
fine.
reason is because I watched a video like a couple weeks ago about loneliness, and then it was I'll throw that up right now if you want to watch that too. It's like 14 minutes and it's pretty good. You should watch it because I feel like statistically 46% of the entire American population can relate. So you could probably relate and you should watch it, and it helps you navigate or know what you're feeling. But long story short, you can watch it if you want. I'm going to reference it without explaining it. There's a vicious cycle, and that cycle doesn't let you open up to people. And even with my best friend, those closest to me, I don't open up. So I recorded that solo podcast yesterday in an attempt to open up, but there's still that step of publishing it, and I don't know if I'm going to take that step or not. But with a guest, I'm going to publish it. So this is me just trying to open up and be like that. So yeah. Okay. And as I was saying, I have yet to even have a girlfriend. I'm still a virgin. I haven't even had a kiss or like even like a romantic hug or holding hands. And it's intense, man.
Yeah.
It kind of, as much as you shouldn't let it define you, it does kind of feel like it defines me.
Oh, yeah.
Not in a sad way, but like not for any like social like pressure or anything.
Yeah.
It's just like, fuck, man, who doesn't want that?
Well, and that way I'm pretty traditional, you know. So like, my girlfriend, that's the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with, you know. And I think there's a great desire in our society for that, you know, with I would say the over sexualization of our society. Especially if you want to throw in all the things people talk about, social media and all that. Oh yeah, and like it's so easy to just like go on the internet and like
get Tinder.
Yeah, and like just like, you know, beat one out. Yeah. You know?
7 in a row, same day.
Like, yeah. And it's like, it's very sad, you know, because like naturally men, they want commitment, and naturally women want commitment.
Yeah. It's in our DNA. It's monogamy.
Yeah.
And monogamy is a survival tactic.
What I suggest, I don't want to give you like romantic advice or anything, but like, what I recommend, what worked so well for my girlfriend and I was the commitment, right? Because people think there's a new revisionist definition of love, right? It's like, well, I love a person when I accept everything they are, right? And whatever they do is okay, right? That's not true. Love is sacrifice, right? When the person's wrong, you got to tell them, right? For the best interest of them. That's what love is, right? So the whole idea of like, oh, love is like, oh, I just have to pander to my partner, you know? It's kind of dumb. And also, like, there are girls out there that want commitment. They want to like settle down, have a husband, have some kids, and then have their husband support them. Yeah, you know, that's just how it is, and that's how it's been for a long time. And biologically, we're designed like that. You know,
if you don't know, monogamy is just a way for us to survive longer. You have two people to watch out for the baby. It's gonna prolong them.
Yeah, and you live longer, healthier life. You know, so like, there are women, trust me, that want that.
I don't even know what I want, to be honest.
I know, yeah, and you'll find it. But what I suggest is, people say like, you can't talk about certain things on the first date.
Yeah,
right?
I've kind of, I don't know. Should I be doing that? Because I haven't listened to that. I'm just
they say like never talk about politics, religion, values. if you want kids, if you want to get married.
Oh, okay,
those are the things you want to talk about.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's such a taboo, like, oh, you know, like if your partner believes in something, right, just let them because you love them, right? That's not true. You know, when you get together with a person, you have to have the same values, right? If you're religious, you have to have the same religion, right? These are all things like you share values with this person because you spend the rest of your life with them. If you don't find the right person,
then that's how you get the 50% divorce statistic.
Yeah. What happens? You get married and then you have kids, right? And then you don't agree on how to raise the kids, right? You're fighting on finances, right? And it's just a big mess, right?
And it's also a weird thing too, because you never talk about how you're going to raise kids until you have kids.
Oh yeah.
And then you're in trouble. So there definitely is truth to hashing that out beforehand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think what I suggest, right? If you ever go on a date, right, with a person that you really are interested in, you should let them know, like, my goal, right? Eventually, because eventually I'm sure you want to get married and hopefully have some kids, maybe.
Yeah, that is my long-term end game.
Exactly, right? Yeah. And like, if you're not going towards that, then what are you doing? Just wasting your time, right? Because like ultimately you want to get.
But to be honest, I do kind of want the old cliche 20s. You just sleep around and have fun. But end game, settle down and whatnot.
And like, you know, people do whatever, and that's what I think the problem is, like the fact that like people do sleep around and just do that, you know, because like relationships aren't just about like sex and like just like the physical part of it. Like, I depend on my girlfriend, not just physically, like hardly ever. Yeah. I depend on her emotionally to get me through things. You know, and I think that's the most important part. Yeah.
And you guys share that about values, so that's strong right there. Yeah. And there's something you said in there that I kind of want to talk about, was the concept of love. And I'm not going to talk about necessarily the concept of love, but something similar in the fact. He talked about how how, you know, some people are like, as soon as I know every facet of your being and accept that, then that's love. But then you were saying how love is more like an ongoing effort and struggle to maintain that, and not just as soon as you finally accept that's love. So I've been thinking about this recently, how movies in particular, and also just maybe like books too, and just media in general, give us this notion of getting the girl, right? And that's all it is. The storyline is the guy gets the girl at the end, and they trivialize just getting the girl, or the girl getting the guy, and whatever. But I don't like that they do that, because retrospectively they set us up for failure. Because growing up and watching all these movies, like, oh, okay, all I gotta do is play my cards right and then get the girl. But that's not what a relationship is about. It's not just getting the person. It's about getting the person, and then it's a constant effort and struggle of maintaining that relationship. So it kind of sets us up to, oh, I got this person, now I just chill. But no, it's you get into it, but that's the first step, and now you got to maintain that. So that's something I realized.
And I think that idea evolves from our society now. Like, we're so PC and we're so accepting of everyone, you know. And like, I get that. I get tolerance, you know.
I get tolerance.
I'm all for that, you know. I don't think you should treat people badly just because of who they are as people, right? But there are people who have terrible ideas, you know?
And you can't deny that, man.
And like, you gotta like call it out when you see it, you know.
If not, that's how you get a participation trophy and become a helicopter parent.
It's, you know, and like there's so many things in our society that I wish I could fix, right? Because there's so many problems, you know. But you know, it's good to just talk about them and be able to talk about them, right? Because nowadays, like, people don't even want to go into conflict, right?
Exactly.
If you have if you have someone that disagrees with you strongly on an issue, right? It's like, well, you're just dumb. You don't understand. It's like, you're not trying to have a conversation.
The other side.
You're not willing to have a conversation and understand. You know, and mostly people have their opinions based on their personal experiences. Right.
Exactly.
So like, when you talk about politics, right? People are so polarized because they have different experiences, right? So, you know, it's hard for people to try and understand each other.
Yeah, it is. And that's kind of same thing with that and PC culture. I think I also listened, this is from that podcast, Tiger Belly. They quoted Dave Chappelle, I don't know word for word, but he's a comedian, obviously you should probably know that. And he said that with PC culture, we're going to get to a point where we're going to be living in society of censorship. But I feel like we're already there because people won't talk about stuff like that, and people won't just even talk about their ideas on PC culture, because talking about PC culture isn't even PC, and you can't talk about that, not necessarily because you're censored in being like, you're going to throw in prison.
Yeah.
But as soon as you say that, now your job opportunities are cut in half, and your Achilles heel is slanted.
And it's so relevant now, because like people are going back to Seinfeld, right? I never watched Seinfeld. I never watched it either. Right? But like, it was a popular show back then. It was huge. And then like I saw, the React videos on YouTube.
Oh, right, and where there's they asked like generations or something.
Yeah. Well, they asked the people. I think they were asking teens, right? They're like, oh, they had them watch an episode of Seinfeld. And most of these kids, they were like so offended. Like there was like a goof on like a Native American like statue, right? And like they were just joking, right? And these kids are like, oh my God, that's so racist, right? And it's like, that's funny.
And it's funny. Yeah, dude. It's always like the teens too. I hear stories about, you can
sorry. And that's why like, over time, humor changes. You know?
Exactly.
So like,
exactly.
And I almost feel like now we live in a humorless society. We can't joke about anything.
Yeah, exactly.
And like, it's just amazing that Seinfeld, right? The show that was like,
it's a
that
staple.
said it's okay to be gay, right? They had gay characters in that show, right? And like the characters would always say, they would always have a line and say like, talking about the gay person. But there's nothing wrong with that, right? And it was the first shows to do that, right? And actually pioneer the gay movement, right? And then these kids watch it and they're like, oh my God, that's so offensive, right? And it's like, it's insane.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a product of its time, and comedy evolves, everything evolves. So you can't apply what they're saying now and be offended by it. And also, people go back to like, you see in the news, they go back to tweets from 10 years ago and like, oh, you can't get a job today because of something you said 10 years ago.
Yes.
And that's fucking stupid, man, because people change over that time. I can understand if they said it a week ago and you don't agree and it doesn't line up with your company's moral values, but 10 years ago, fuck off.
Yeah.
That's my thing.
Yeah, and it's crazy now because like, it happens to politicians. It happens to news anchors. It happens to comedians, right? I mean, I can think of so many examples. James Gunn from Guardians of the Galaxy, the director of Guardians of the Galaxy, he said some inappropriate tweets like 10 years ago, right? And they're like, oh, you're fired. Disney said you're fired, right? And then Kevin Hart, he tweeted out some stuff about his son being gay, right? And how he said it wasn't okay with him, right?
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, you're not hosting the Oscars.
Yeah.
Right? And then right now, Tucker Carlson, he's a host at Fox News. Right?
Yeah, this one I don't know. I knew the last two.
Yeah, he's a host at Fox News, right? And he was on a shock jock radio station, right? Which means like kind of like Howard Stern, where like they try and say the most offensive stuff.
Okay.
Right? So he was saying that like some child molester or something was like, he didn't do the stuff that he did, right? He said that and a couple other like racist things, but it was like 10 years ago. It was like 2006 actually.
Yeah.
And it's 2019, so 13 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
that's like,
and like they just uncovered it, right? And it was actually a political stunt, right? The organization that found the comments, their purpose is to take down people on the other side of the aisle, right? Dude. So they found it and they wanted him to apologize, so that way he would like fess up to it. And like they started boycotting Fox News, Fox News's advertisers, and everything. And I don't care what side of the aisle you're on, but that's messed up. Yeah. Right? You start doing that to one side, the other side can do it to you.
Yep. 13 years ago, man. So dumb. Yeah. I also hear stories of college students, so PC, like comedians, the people who you rely on to say the offensive stuff because you're so PC and you can't say it yourself. These comedians go to colleges, they go to the campuses, the students show up knowing that, and then as soon as they have one non-PC joke, they riot and throw the comedian off the stage. It's so.
And most of the time, like the universities, they don't even they cancel the the lectures and the event, right?
Yeah.
And it's like, it's just insane, you know, because I always thought college was a place to be challenged. On ideas, right?
And
so like
free speech and whatnot.
and like you go on a college to learn, right? What you know is not really what you know, right? You go to college to change that and actually become right with facts.
But then someone with the opposition comes up and you just like, get the fuck out of here. I'm not even willing to listen.
There's no exchange of ideas or anything, you know, and like there's no challenging, right? So which is why kind of our public education system really sucks, you know, because like teachers aren't willing to like challenge stuff. I'm lucky enough to at Fullerton College, I'm lucky enough to have teachers have that open discussion, right? I haven't ran into like a crazy professor yet, you know, but I know they're out there, you know? So it's weird, you know, like I don't know, because I don't feel that way. I don't feel like PC or anything, like I don't like that, you know, because and it's coming from band too, right? They would always say the most absurd, offensive stuff, right? And I gotta distinct this. Being anti-PC doesn't mean being an asshole. It doesn't mean being rude, right? It's like, oh, I'm anti-PC because I said the N-word, right? And it's like, that's not what. No, anti-PC.
That's different.
Anti-PC. You're just being rude.
Right? You're just being a dick, and you're using that as an excuse.
Yeah, anti-PC is when you say something that's true and people get mad about it, right? When you say something that's right and people like flip out, right? Or like you make a joke that's like, you know, kind of on the easier side even, and then people get offended by that, right? And it's like you're like pushing the boundaries. That's what anti-PC is. And it's like people think like, oh, I could just say whatever I want, right? And then that's anti-PC. No, it's not. It's just you being dumb, right? And like that's what happened in band all the time. Like people would just say the most absurd, offensive stuff, right?
I keep going.
I'm they think they're like challenging the system, and it's dumb.
All right.
How long have we been going?
It's 11:55, so about 55 minutes. So let's say like a few closing remarks to that. Fuck PC culture. Okay, I talked about this with I think next week's episode. No, not the next week's episode. Last week. Today is the 16th. So the next episode from today, I talked about it with Jesse about my stance on PC. We'll close that up here because then I got to pack up and go. Yeah. So the last thing I will say is my stance on PC is don't call people who are what am I trying to say? Oh, don't call people the bad names who are fighting for that, against that adversity, but you can still say it, in my opinion. So like the word retard, talk about this with Jesse. So my little brother has Down syndrome. So like if you go into like law years ago, the word retard is like a legal definition they use. So don't call like people consider that a retard. Like if you called my brother retard, I'm gonna crack you. I'm gonna try my best, at least. I'm not really physical.
Oh yeah.
But like your friend does something stupid, like you say like, dude, that's retarded. What are you, retarded? You still say it.
Yeah, it's the context that matters.
It's the context that matters, man. You're not calling out someone, but you're still saying it. So like, you know, you just did that, dude, that's fucking retarded. Like that's my stance on it. Yeah. And do you want to say some closing remarks on that, or you just want to shout stuff out?
I think I shouted everything out.
You shouted everything out, right? Yeah. Do it one more time. Just for them. So the beginning of the end, so they really have more chance to. 2
Instagram accounts. I have my main one. Here we go. _searchlight_, right? And somewhere there. Right? And then my second account, actually, I'll talk to you later about my second account. Okay. But like, I post a lot of political stuff. I give my opinion on certain topical news. And we've all been talking about
opposition. So if you are opposing him, at least just go there and try to learn where people are coming from.
Yeah, and even just comment on my posts and like
have a discussion.
Me. Yeah, and have a productive discussion. That is Michael Bonilla 213. Yeah, there.
Right there.
And then you can cut this out if it's not the right name. Okay. But we were thinking,
is your work in progress.
Yes, we were thinking for the podcast name we would do 2 a.m. tacos, but tacos would be spelled as talk. Yeah.
I love it, dude. I fucking love it because it goes right back to the roots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Dude, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So I think we're going to keep the name.
Yeah, I really
probably.
hope you do because that's really good. Yeah. And then I'll throw that up here. And if you're not seeing this, then you'll see the real one. And I don't know, I'll have you record it on your phone maybe and insert it there.
Yeah.
And so thank you for coming, man. This is nice. After 6 years, we're back in action, and I want to have you on again in the future. Yeah, and we'll do that. And then also, we should hang out outside of the podcast.
Yes,
but also, I don't really hang out much with most people, so I don't know what to do. So I'm gonna let you plan that out. All right?
Oh yeah, I got
tons
of places,
and I'll come.
Yep.
There we go.
Yeah, and I will be sure to invite you to my podcast.
Fuck yeah, let's do that.
So we can exchange.
There we go.
That'll be cool.
All right. Thank you for coming, man.
Thank you for having me.
That's pretty much it. Thank you, everyone, listening. I'm just trying to have fun. So everyone that supports is fucking cool. Go watch his podcast too. I'm gonna listen because I like just getting the insights to people that I like how they work. So it's just hanging out. You're gonna really learn how they work. It's interesting. So I'm gonna listen. You should listen too. And I don't have a closer yet. What?
You should come up with one.
I should come up with a closer. Oh, I'll have a closer for next time. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.